Hello everyone and good afternoon. This is WX Ninja, and yes, I am still a little bit under the weather. That's why I'm a little late today. Not feeling so hot. Anyhow, let's get on with it. I first want to start off kind of what's going on in the U.S. You see in the southern states it's pretty warm and muggy. Got some heavy showers moving through the area down here, Mississippi, Alabama, and all that along the Gulf Coast there. Got some heavy rain up in the Wisconsin area, Great Lakes region. There's a little bit, and it's moving pretty much west to east, and then west to east. And then we see the west coast over here. We've got a system coming on in over there, and so they're going to see some rainy weather coming up soon. A couple things I want to mention. You're going to have this big system come up the east coast here in the next couple days. It's going to be a big rain and wind producer. It's not going to be a lot coastal flooding due to the onshore winds, just because it's a quick mover. But you could experience some localized flooding, definitely power outages with the wind and the rain. So just kind of prepare yourselves for that. We're talking anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rain over here in some parts of the East Coast. You know, Connecticut and Maine, New York area. So just be prepared over there. So here's what's going on now. Obviously, it's chilly, I would say. You know, 40s for highs, lower 40s for highs. Not cold. They experience obviously a lot colder temperatures than this. So let's get on to the model. Here's the Euro, and you can kind of see how it's got that outline. Matches up with what we see in current conditions. As we go forward in time, you'll see it kind of carve out. We talked about this yesterday. It carves out a little more. Pattern gets a little amplified, we call it. A little bit of a high pressure over here in the Four Corners region. Dips down and to the central U.S. Brings in some colder air. You see the front coming on through the west coast. We saw that on the radar. And then you got your... We'll watch that low. Sorry, I should have spotted that. It's going to eject out, and it'll be out of here by Friday. Pretty much the rain will be ending there along the East Coast. As we go out, we see the pattern stays. You know, all the cold stuff stays up north, maybe a little bit into Maine. Excuse me. It's forecast hour 1:20. You can see again, everything's kind of just staying. You do have a low pressure center. It's developing, going through the middle of the country there. Probably pull some colder air down with it. Might see some snow in the Dakotas. Maybe parts of Montana. Then it just kind of digs out and brings even colder air to Minnesota and the Dakotas. And down on through the Great Lakes region. We'll have to see how cold this actually gets. So there you see it just kind of retreat back across the country and back up. Then the cold goes into Montana. As you can see, as you go from this frame, just watch Montana over here. Just dips right down. So this low is scooting across, being replaced by high pressure, and it's allowing all that to come down. Excuse me, from the north. So there's your next shot of probably pretty decent cold air. And again, this is out in the future. We're just looking for patterns. Oh, it's not done. Sorry, the run's not done. Let's go over to the other models, GFS. This is the American model. We'll change it here to to what I want, if I can find it. I don't like how it does this. I don't know why it's so pixelated over there. See if I can find a better image for us. No, we'll just go with this one. Anyhow, so same kind of thing. This is what's going on right now. It's out to forecast hour 192. Let's put it on 0. And then as we go forward in time here, again, this is 6-hour increments. You can kind of see what's going on. One thing I do want to mention is there's the front coming through. The blob. Now, some of you may not know what the blob is. And it's something we saw back in 2014 to about 2016 off the west coast. The blob is a very warm area of water. extends off the extends off the coast of the West Coast, all the way up into Alaska. It's a warmer area of water, and it takes a while for it to break down. Excuse me. How long it's going to be there, we don't know. It could be a long time. It could not be a long time. Last time that happened, it was pretty mild on the West Coast, other than some events. But you saw things like spring come earlier, summer be a lot nicer, a little warmer. So take from it what you will. But that same condition, and they called it the blob because it was just a blob of warm water, is back. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll see how long it sticks around. And as we watch this model run, there again we see that dip down. You see another dip down coming. We're getting pretty far out there in time now, so this is a lot bigger. This is pretty big because we got up to hour 192. We got to right here on the European model, which is the more accurate of the two models. Then we go forward. Look at this. That's pretty cold air. This time it skips Montana, really. Just brushes the eastern part of Montana, but it goes straight down to Chicago and Minnesota and all of Wisconsin. It's going down there, Illinois, and it's scooting pretty far south. Pretty far south. Getting part of Georgia, Carolinas. Man. How cold? Don't know. So this is the second run in a row we've seen this. We saw this yesterday, this huge dig out right here. And so we're seeing it again today. Again, this is way out there. This is 12 days away. But you just look for those general patterns, and then you see, does that stick around? So there's one shot of cold air, and then here comes another shot of cold air. A little further west this time, getting in a little more of Montana. But let's see. It goes all the way to the southern states again, even further on this one, down in New Orleans almost. That's Lake Pontchartrain. New Orleans is over here. I spent a lot of time down there after Hurricane Katrina, so I'm pretty versed in that area. But that's just some cold weather. I mean, look how cold that is getting into Minnesota. Not that they don't see cold air this time of year. Right? That's being October, but to see it go that far south might be a bit overdone. We'll have to watch, so that'll be something interesting to put on our radar to watch. Do these runs keep going and show this colder air? Yeah, that's two back to back within a week of each other. Excuse me. So interesting. So there's that low pressure center right here. Boom, up, off. So if you live on the East Coast, you are going to have a little havoc going on right now for the next couple days. This is an easier way for me personally to look at systems coming in. I don't know how you guys like this, but because it shows the precip. So this is a little later. I'm looking at the West Coast, sorry. Yeah. It's saying that rain holds off for a while. Wow. And you look over here. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. There's your big low going off. I mean, more rain coming in. It's like a pretty rainy end of the week over there in Oregon, Washington. Then you got the big low coming up country. So, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, like I said, I'm getting sick. So that was the two stories I wanted to let you in on, though, really, is hunker down here in the next couple days on the East Coast. You'll see a lot of rain, a lot of wind. You're going to get some flooding. Hopefully we won't see a lot of power lines come down due to trees falling over and stuff. Excuse me. But it's definitely a possibility. On the west coast, we got some rain moving in, but also the more important story is the blob. And like I said, that is just a warmer area of warm water. If I zoom out here, I can show you. Kind of encompasses this area here. And this area here, it's kind of like this. Yeah, it's just a very warm area of water, and it takes a lot to get rid of it. So we'll see how it affects the winter, and we'll see what happens there. But that's the latest of now, as of now, I should say. You can kind of just see an overall what's going on here in the U.S. And there you go. This is WX Ninja. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.